Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Vinyl Treasures. I'm your host, Johnny G. John Galindo, coming to you live each and every Wednesday, only here on Oldies and More Radio, also live on the YouTube stream. Want to welcome you to the All 60's edition this August 23rd, 2023 Vinyl Treasure Show. Beautiful day here in New York City. Hopefully you had a nice day where you are, although I know some people are experiencing some 100-degree weather or even more than that. That is not good, but hopefully you're in air condition. You can sit back for the next 3 hours. Got some cool 1960s 45's out of my collection. We just opened up with a song you may at least recognize there. This a group out of Hollywood, California, instrumental group, we'll call it, that made their debut back in 1961 with the song called Surfer Stomp. Their signature song was in 63 on Warner Brothers Records. You might remember a program called The Outer Limits. Well, they did a song called Outer Limits. They had to change the title to Out of Limits. I like that record. I do. I just played the group's second biggest hit, number 17 on Billboard, 14 on Cashbox, was a theme song to the popular ABC TV series. If you're familiar with it, it was called Batman, ran from January 12th of 66 through March 14th of 68. The song called A Batman Theme, as done by the Marquettes, January 66. That was on Warner Brothers Records. Of course, the original version of this song done by Neil Hefti on RCA Records, which also charted but did not do as well as this one did. This was their 7th of 9 on the Warner Brothers label. We opened up with the Marquettes, January 66 on Warner Brothers. Batman Theme is the name of the tune. Well, enough of the bats for the beginning of the program here. Let's start it off with the vocal portion here as we go to Detroit, Michigan with this group. They had a big hit, if you remember, back in 1962. Think about it. On the Chex label, you know that label? It was called I Love You. Featured the lead of Eddie Union with that high voice. But sometime in early 1966, Eddie would leave the group and they hired a new lead singer. He previously sang lead with a group called the Magnetics, that recorded for the All Right record label. His name was Gerald Mathis, and he is on lead here. They had one release on the Impact label. It's not that easy to find. This one came out in October 66. Let's give a listen to The Volumes. We open up the vocal portion, The Volumes on Impact. This was a number 33 record on WJOM in Cleveland, Ohio. It's called The Trouble I've Seen. The Volumes. October 66 release there for the Volumes. The Volumes on the Impact record label. The Trouble I've Seen is the name of the tune. A collectible 45 there on the Impact record label. This next singer, songwriter, and saxophone player hails from Brooklyn, New York. First recording for the Veep label back in 1965. He signed with Burt Burns' Bang label for one more single. It's a song he wrote. This tune produced by Stan Vincent and Mike Cuck. Did I write that right? Did I do that right? Mike? No. Duckman. I have Cuckman. I knew that wasn't right. Duckman. There you go. From October 1968. Let's give a listen to Bobby Boyd. Bobby Boyd on the Bang label. It's called What You Gonna Do About It?
I'm in love with you, sincerely I need you. I just can't be still, 'cause I know that you can make me feel so real. What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about this love I have for you? Oh yeah, take me in your arms and squeeze me, baby. Smash my lips with your loving kisses. When I tell you that it makes me feel so good, what you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about this love I have for you? Oh yeah. Now just don't stand there like you got nothing to do now. I wanna prove my love to you. I've been so lonely and depressed as I can be. Now baby, don't stand there. Baby, please do something for me. What you gonna do about it, baby? What you gonna do about it? Tell me what you gonna do about it, baby. What you gonna do about it? I got to find me a lover, yeah. What you gonna do about it?
October 68 release there for Bobby Boyd. Bobby Boyd on the Bang label. What you gonna do about it? I really couldn't do anything about it last week, so what happened was after the 60s show, had a lot of copyright police chasing me around the block all night long. They didn't block the video last Wednesday night, but they did block it everywhere when the chat finally posted up. So if many of you went back to see the encore presentation of it, it wasn't there. That's because YouTube blocked it, and they wouldn't let me remove any of the songs. And I was like, what is this? I says, which song is the culprit? Of course, there could have been one of 30 songs, and then they wouldn't let me remove it. Usually they'll let me remove the song that's the issue. They say you can replace it with something else, but not this time. So I apologize for that. You have to go to vinyltreasures.net to listen to that program if you missed it, because they took it down. And I'm going to have to talk to them about that. I said, I don't know why. Okay, if you tell me after the fact I can't play it, then I'll take it off. But they don't seem to understand. It's not like I'm posting, thousands of 45s up on a website for people to go and steal and download. I'm doing a whole program here that nobody really does. And, and maybe they give me a little bit of slack, but it's stupid in my opinion. But anyway, enough said. As we continue here on the All 60s edition, let's go back to Detroit as this group consisted of two sets of sisters. They were Pat and Diane Lewis and Jackie and Betty Winston, and they would have 3 releases on Ed Wingate's Golden World record label. This is their first. Was it 3 or 2? I don't remember anymore. Mess that up. This is their first, written by Freddie Gorman, Flora Blackburn, and it says Don Juan Mancha. Don Juan Mancha. I wonder who that is. Produced by Bob Hamilton. That is not Bobby Hamilton that did Crazy Eyes for You. Totally different Bob Hamilton from Detroit. This started number 21 on WTRX in Flint, Michigan. That's by you, Daryl. This is from January 64. The Adorables on the Golden World record label. I know Charlene wishes she had this right now. It's called Deep Freeze. Mark Speck in our YouTube chat room makes a good point there. Could a deep freeze be an answer to heat wave? Sounding a lot like heat wave. Yes, it is. Those are the Adorables there, January 64. That's on the Golden World record label. Deep Freeze is the name of the tune. Hopefully, I'd love a deep freeze right now, although the weather was nice today, and I don't want to complain about it. But Charlene, I think she says it's 100 degrees right now in Huntsville, Texas there. That is too hot for it's 8:21 there right now. That's way too hot. As we continue here on the All 60s edition, if you're new to the program, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am at the mercy of YouTube, though, when it comes to the copyright. The police are not out yet chasing me, but I'm sure they will be soon enough. Let's go to this next singer. He's from Evansville, Indiana, began as a studio musician for the Gold Wax record label. That was a label down in Memphis, Tennessee. He would have a hit on the Glades label back in 1972. I bought the 45 when it came out. It's called Why Can't We Live Together? But before that, he had a couple of releases on the Gold Wax label. This was his second, and a song he wrote together with is it Quentin Claunch, I think, and Rudolph Russell. They both produced it also. This charted number 49 on WBOK in New Orleans, Louisiana from August 1967. Let's give a listen to Timmy Thomas. Timmy Thomas on the Gold Wax label. The song is called It's My Life.
It's a hard world to get a break in. All good things have been taken. Girl, there are ways to make certain things pay. Though I'm dressed in these rags, I'll wear some fine clothes or someday. You better hear what I say, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna ride that serpent. I no more time sweating that whip. You better hear my command. I'm breaking loose, ain't no use. It's my life, and I'm gonna do what I want, yeah. It's my mind. Do you know I'm gonna think what I want, yeah. Somebody try to tell me I'm wrong. Ain't no way, ain't no way. 'Cause I'm moving on. I'm moving on. I'm moving on, yeah. Moving on. Let me tell you about this world. It's a hard world to get a break in. All good things have been taken, but girl, there are ways to make certain things pay. Though I'm dressed in these rags, I'll wear some fine clothes. Lord, Lord, someday. You better hear what I say, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna ride that serpent. I no more time sweating that whip. You better hear my command. I'm breaking loose, ain't no use. It's my life, and I'm gonna do what I want, yeah. It's my mind, I'm gonna think what I want, yeah. Now somebody, anybody out there, just go ahead, try to tell me I'm wrong. I'm gonna look back at you and say, I'm moving on. I'm moving on. Yeah. Let me tell you, it's my life. I'm gonna do what I want. It's my mind. I'm gonna think what I want.
So Mark Speck thinks we need to call the lawyers on that song there. You know, you really could say that the Animals inspired those three guys, including the lead singer there, to write that tune there, because they did steal some of the lyrics of that Animals tune on the MGM record label It's My Life. But again, what was that, 65 maybe? That's 2 years later, but still close enough that but that wasn't the A side of the 45. This was the A side of the 45 that Mark Speck wants Johnny G to play, but we just heard the B-side there. Timmy Thomas, August 67, It's My Life on the Gold Wax record label. Let's flip it over here. An instant request from Mark Speck in our YouTube chat room. This is Timmy Thomas with whole lot of shaking going on from Mark Speck.
Oh, here he comes. Oh, he's what you've been waiting on. I'm gonna do it to you now. Now you better listen good here. I said, oh, come on, baby. Whole lot of shaking going on. Oh, I said, oh, come on, baby. Whole lot of shaking going on. Look here. I'm not faking, cause a whole lot of shaking going on. Now I'm gonna get back and do it to you right here. Watch it. Shake it, baby, shake it. You didn't think I could do that, did you? Shake it, baby, I can do it just like you. Shake it, baby, shake it. You think I can do this? Watch me. Shake it, baby, now shake it. Listen to me now. I said, oh, come on over. Whole lot of shaking going on at my place now. I said, oh, come on, baby. Whole lot of shaking going on. I'm not faking, cause a whole lot of shaking's going on. Alright, let's work it. Come on, get it from me. Boogaloo. Work it, baby, work it. Feel it. Anything you wanna do. Work it, baby, work it. I can do the hurt. I can do the prayer high. Work it. Everything, baby. I want you to do it. Watch it. A boogaloo. Oh, now that's what I'm talking about. Boogaloo for me again. One more. Let's shake it. Let me tell you what we're gonna do, baby. I said, come on, baby. We got chicken in the corner. Shake it, baby, shake it. I said, come on, baby. We gon' grab that old bull by the horn. Shake it, baby, shake it. Look here, I'm not faking, cause there's a whole lot of shaking going on. Now I'm gonna step back and do it to you, yeah. Watch me. Oh, you're looking good to me now. Come on, baby, move over some. Can you get some soul? Ow! 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 Mama. Hey, look at him. Look at what this guy's doing to me. Oh, baby, move out, move out. You sure are doing it right. I bet you can't beat me doing it.
That's an instant request there from Mark Speck in our YouTube chat room. That is Timmy Thomas. Timmy Thomas with the flip side of It's My Life. His rendition of the tune, a whole lot of shaking going on. Modernized it a little bit from, 1957 to 1967, 10 years later. Johnny G here on a Wednesday evening. Let's continue now with this next singer. We go back to Detroit. Born Agatha Weston, signed with Berry Gordy Jr.'s Tamla label in 1963. She had 7 releases on Tamla Records. 2 of those were duets with Marvin Gaye, and her very last single on Tamla was her biggest hit, a duet with Marvin called It Takes Two, a very big hit for them and for Tamla Records. Now, she also had 3 releases on the Gordy subsidiary. This was her first, a song she wrote together with William Stevenson and Ivy Joe Hunter. This charted number 5 on WWIN in Baltimore, Maryland. We go to April 65 for Kim Weston. Kim Weston on the Gordy label. It's what you get here on the Vinyltreasure Show. A thrill, a moment. That's the sound of Kim Weston there. Kim Weston from April 1965. That's her first release on the Gordy label. A Thrill a Moment is the name of the tune. That's what you get here when you tuned into the Vinyltreasure show. Tell your friends about it. If you're new to the program, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click the bell to get notifications when Johnny G is live. I will be back on Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. If you like 1950s and early 60s vocal group harmony, you need to tune into that show. Don't know what I'm doing yet for Monday's show, but I think I'm going to do a countdown. But I don't know what station it's going to be, but I better get cooking to pull those records. Let's continue here. Up next, a request for Adrian Viterbo in our YouTube chat room there. And this is actually a replacement record. I forget the other one that was on OK that he requested that I didn't have. But I said, do I have this record? And I went down and I checked, and I did have it. As we go back, when we go to Chicago, Illinois for this group, first recording for the Blue Light label back in 1966. They would have one more on Tamboo, and then two on Tom Lewis and Mel London's Starville label. Now, Adrian requested their second release on Starville, and the tune written by group members Joe Faulkner and Charles Mays. Let's go to September of 1967 for The Desires. The Desires on Starville Records. This is going out to Adrian in our YouTube chat room. It's called Oh, What a Lonely Night.
What a lonely night.
As going out to Adrian Viterbo, listening down in Mexico. He's in our YouTube chat room now. Those are the Desires. Desires from September 67. That's on the Starville record label. Oh, what a lonely night. It's not a lonely night. Not on Wednesday night when you're with Johnny G here. From 9 to midnight, we do about a half hour overtime. I do overtime on all my shows. Yes, I do. But let's continue here for the debut single for this gal from, is it Clairton, Pennsylvania? This is on Bob Shad's Time label. It's a song she wrote, and I think people are looking for this 45. This is her first record. This wasn't a cheapie either, by the way. October 62. Her name is Marva Josie. Marva Josie. It's on Time Records. The song is called You Lied.
I believed, I really believed in you, but you lied. Yes, you lied to me.
That's the debut single there from Marva Josie. Marva Josie, that one there from October 62 on Bob Shad's Time record label out of New York City. You Lied is the name of the tune. Now, she would have other releases, of course, on United Artists, Julmar Records, Sahara Records, I think also Thimble Records. But we have an instant request for listener Dave the Rave Kapolsky. He wants me, Johnny G, to flip over this 45 by Marva Josie, because I really couldn't decide which side to play, because they both are good here. So let's do an instant request for listener Dave the Rave here, and let's put it on, Mr. Sirius XM. Dave the Rave is on the Tommy James Show, by the way, on the 60's channel on Sundays. You got to check him out. I heard him the other day. He introduced a great record. I forget what it was. It was the what was that record, Dave? That was that show. But you got to tune in on Sundays. I think it starts at 6 o'clock, but you never really know when he's on. Maybe hopefully he'll be on more soon. He will, so check him out. But let's flip this over for Mr. Dave the Rave here. This is Marva Josie. Marva Josie on the Time label. This is her debut single from 1962, October 60. That's Keith. That's right, that Keith record on Mercury that I didn't even check if I had. But this is Marva Josie, October 62, on the Time label for Dave the Rave. It's called Later for You, Baby.
Every time
That's an instant request for Dave the Rave in our YouTube chat room. That's Marva Josie. That's her debut single. That side called Later for You Baby. Earlier we heard the side You Lied. And that's Marva Josie from October 62 on the Time record label. Let's continue here. We go back out to Chicago, Illinois by... This singer is the younger brother of Jerry Butler. He would be Billy Butler. He had 7 releases on the OK record label. This is his 3rd release. Tune written by Curtis Mayfield, produced by Carl Davis and Curtis Mayfield, arranged by Johnny Pate. Now, this group, his group... what did I say here? The group on this release are the Enchanters. On the other releases, I think he sang with and without the Enchanters, I think, because I'm losing my mind. But let's go to July 64 for Billy Butler and the Enchanters on OK Records. It's called My Heart is Hurtin'.
Because you said we're through, my heart is hurting. Because I'm so in love with you, my heart is hurting. Well, I've been hurt before, but my heart can't take it no more. It's badly bruised and much too sore, and my heart is hurting. That you should know that you're making a big mistake. You hit my heart a deadly blow, and now it feels like it wants to break. Now maybe it's not a lot, but it's the only heart I've got. And I know you can see by looking at me, it's hurting. My heart is hurting. It's not that I'm complaining, it's just that you see, I know every beat of my heart, it's a part of me. My heart is hurting, my heart is hurting. Well, I've been hurt before, but my heart can't take it no more. It's badly bruised, much too sore, and my heart is hurting. My heart is hurting. My heart is hurting. My heart is hurting.
As Billy Butler and the Enchanters, the sound of Chicago there. Yes, it is on the OK record label. July 1964, My Heart is Hurtin', that Curtis Mayfield pen tune there. They had other releases to follow on Brunswick, Mercury, Pride, Memphis, and the MGM record labels. Let's continue here on the All 60s edition. For this gal, she's from Romulus, Michigan. She recorded 3 for Wilbert Golden's Correct Tone label, which was out of Detroit, Michigan. And let's give a listen to her 3rd release. This is actually the intended B-side. Her name is Teresa Lindsay. Teresa Lindsay from July 1965 on Correct Tone. It's called Good Idea.
You say you're gonna need me, need my love all the time.
That's July 65 release there for Teresa Lindsay. It's on Correct Tone Records. Good Idea is the name of the tune. That is the intended B-side of the 45. After Correct Tone, she signed with Ed Wingate's Golden World label. I don't know if there's one or two singles. I think one single on the Golden World label. Let's continue here on the All 60s edition for this next singer. He's from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. His real name was Bernard Dupree. First recording for The Wink, and I think that record also came out on the Bevmar label. I have it on both. His debut single in 1960 and 61, respectively, for those two labels. Then another release followed on Roulette Records, which brings us to this tune that first came out on a label called Terry Records in early 63. Then it was picked up, I think Terry associated with this label, Geneva Records, in July of 63, and that's how I have it. It's a song he wrote, and he also arranged it. His name is Cletus Marland. Cletus Marland, that's his stage name. His real name, Bernard Dupree. From July 63, Cletus Marland on Geneva. It's called Every Now and Then.
Every now and then, do you wanna love me? Every now and then, do you wanna hold me? Oh, if that is on your mind, don't let it linger too long, 'cause you can kiss and hug me dear forever, ever. Every now and then, do you think about me? Every now and then, do you dream about me? 'Cause if you feel that way, my dear, I'm gonna want you always right here. Then you can love and kiss me, dear, forever. Every now and then, do you wanna love me? Every now and then, do you wanna hold me? Oh, if that is on your mind, don't let it linger too long, 'cause you can kiss and hug me, dear, forever, ever. Every now and then, do you think about me? Every now and then, do you dream about me? 'Cause if you feel that way, my dear, I'm gonna want you always right here. Then you can love and kiss me, dear, forever. Now you can love and kiss me, dear, forever. Now you can love and kiss me, dear, forever.
July 63 release there for Cletus Marland. Cletus Marland on the Geneva label. Every Now and Then is the name of the tune. Every now and then Johnny G has a 45 that has some scratches in it, but what do you want for original records? I used to find them out in the wild for nickels and dimes. Then when you kind of move up the corporate ladder and you start getting paid a little bit more, then you can start to buy $1 and $2 records until finally you get to the four-figure level. Not lately, though, as we continue here on the All 60s edition. This next singer, he's from New Jersey. His debut single came out on a small Elizabeth, New Jersey label called Cindy Records, but it went nowhere. But then he joined up with Bobby Robinson, put out some singles on the Enjoy and the Fury labels, and this is one of his best, I think, on the Mercury label, produced by Bobby Robinson, probably recorded for Bobby Robinson in his studio and kind of leased out to Mercury Records. That's my guess. But we go to November of 1966 for Ricky Lewis. Ricky Lewis on Mercury Records. It's called Someone to Love Tonight.
Some say it's so wonderful to be loved. And some say it comes from the heavens above. Wish I may and I wish I might find me someone to love tonight. I lay alone, trying not to cry. But when I think of love, tears just roll from my eyes. But I will, oh yes I will, find me someone to love tonight. Oh yes I will. I've tried 100 times or more. What I need is a romantic conversation. Then I know for sure it's 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm still awake. How do some guys, I wanna know, get all those lucky breaks? Wish I may and I wish I might find me someone to love tonight. I need someone to love tonight. I need someone to love tonight. Oh yes I do. I need someone to hold my hand. Oh yeah, I got to have someone to understand.
I know someone who's humming that record right now out there listening to the Vinyltreasure show. That's November 66, Ricky Lewis. Ricky Lewis on the Mercury label, Someone to Love Tonight is the name of that tune here. Johnny G here on a Wednesday. Tuned in, those of you on Oldies and More Radio, we have to say hello. Also, those of you in the YouTube chat room and tuned into the program, thank you all for being here. Let's continue now. Let's go to Pittsburgh, back to Pittsburgh now for this singer and actress. As an actress, she was in the production Bubbling Brown Sugar on Broadway, plus other Broadway shows, but she also performed on many variety shows and in the TV soap opera One Life to Live, and she recorded 7 for Epic Records. This is the A-side to her second release, and it was her biggest hit, her second release. It was called Yours Until Tomorrow, a tune written by Jerry Goffin and Carole King. But the B-side was written by Tommy Boyce and Bobby Hart and first recorded by the Monkees. I think came out on their LP, that Monkees LP, I think. But this song produced by Ted Cooper, arranged by Jimmy the Whiz Wisner. Let's go to April of 1968 and give a listen to Vivian Reed. Vivian Reed on the Epic label. It's called I Wanna Be Free.
Be free, like the bluebird flying by me, like the waves out on the blue sea. If your love has to tie me, don't try me, say goodbye. I wanna be free. Don't say you love me, say you like me. When I need you,
That's Vivian Reed. That's the B-side of her second of 7 on the Epic label, April 1968. I Want to Be Free. That Tommy Boyce and Bobby Hart, they also recorded that in February of 69 on the A&M record label. You can check it out as we continue here on Vinyl Treasures. This next singer out of Washington, D.C., first recording back in 1956, yes, on the Chess record label, song called Billy's Blues. But he had 19 releases for the Chess label. Through the year 1969, it was unfortunate his life was cut short. In 1970, a terrible car crash off that bridge at the age of 32, and he was gone. But this is his 14th release on the Chess label, and the follow-up to his biggest hit. I'm sure many of you know the song Summertime from 1966, but this is a cover too, first recorded by Doris Day back in 1953. But let's move up 13 years to 1966. This charted number 37 on Cashbox, 29 on Billboard, number 11 on the Billboard R&B chart, and a big number 2 record on WJMO if you were tuned in Cleveland, Ohio. Let's go to September of 66 for Mr. Billy Stewart. Billy Stewart on Chess Records and his rendition of the tune Secret Love.
A secret love error lived within the heart of me. All of too soon to show my secret love, yeah. Had a game, impatient to be free. So I told her a friendly story. The way that dreamers often do. I said, now just how wonderful you are, yeah. And why I'm so in love with you. I shouted from the highest hill. Lord, I said, even told her that a golden debt that I felt killed her. I said, last, my heart's an open door. I said, my love isn't no secret anymore. I shouted from the highest hill. Don't you know I even went out and I told her that a golden debt that I felt killed her. I had last, my heart's an open door.
That's the great Billy Stewart there. Billy Stewart, September 1966, with his rendition of the Doris Day tune, Secret Love is the name of that one. That's his 14th release for the Chess record label. Let's continue here on Vinyltreasure as we go out to California now for this next singer. He was born in Delano, California. And if anybody out there has any records by Little Ray, first recording for the Dore label back in 1961, but he has singles on Impact, Faro, Warner Brothers, I think Atco, and I think Mustang. But in 1967, he had his very last release, came out on the Columbia label. His real name, Raymond Jimenez, and it's a song he wrote, produced by Seymour Stein for Sire Productions, arranged by Gene Page. And this is from September 67. Ray Jimenez on Columbia. It's called Leave Her Alone. Ray Jimenez. September 1967 release there for Ray Jimenez. Ray Jimenez, a.k.a. Little Ray. That's his final release. Came out on the Columbia label. Leave Her Alone is the name of the two. Well, Mark Speck wants an instant request. So we're going to flip this over. I paid $1 for this 45. It was a label filler. It's a nice mint copy. I don't know. Mark, what did you say it went for? Sometimes I lucked out on certain records I did. Maybe this is one of them. I don't know. But let's flip it over here. Nice mint copy here, promo. It's not vinyl, it's styrene that plays nice, but let's flip it over. An instant request from Mark Speck, Ray Jimenez, September 67 on the Columbia label. It's called, I can't see, I'll Keep On Loving You. I'll Keep On Loving You, Ray Jimenez, a.k.a. Little Ray, for Mark.
There she goes again with her nose in the air, knowing all the time that I really, really care. Just one little smile and she'll really drive you wild. She'll fool with your mind, the door you'll never find. One day she'll know all the love she had missed. She'll hold me in her arms and then we'll kiss. Someday she'll know how much I love her so. And then one fine day she's gonna walk my way. And then she'll kiss me every night and squeeze me oh so tight. And someday she will find her love was just meant to be mine. Gee, I really hope that it won't be very long before I can call her on my telephone. But till the day, I guess I have to wait, just wishing and hoping that it won't be very late. One day she'll know all the love she has missed. She'll hold me in her arms and then we will kiss. Someday she'll know how much I love her so. And then one fine day she's gonna walk my way. And then she'll kiss me every night and squeeze me oh so tight. And someday she will find her love was just meant to be mine. There she goes again with her nose in the air. There she goes, don't you know, there she goes, there's a nose in the air. There she goes, there she goes, there she goes.
As by request from Mark Speck in our YouTube chat room, an instant request there for Little Ray, a.k.a. Ray Jimenez, September 67. I'll keep on Loving You is the name of that tune. It's on the Columbia label. That is the flip side of Leave Her Alone. There you go. Johnny G not leaving you alone. Not yet. As we continue here, let's listen to this gal from Corbin, Kentucky. Her real name is Reba Jeanette Smith, but she recorded under different aliases, first back in 1955 on the Cahill record label as Penny Smith, then in 1959 as Debbie Stevens, with releases on Apt and ABC Paramount. Now, she would sign with Motown Records in late 1960 to have 3 releases on the label as Debbie Dean, and this is her 3rd release on Motown, written by Berry Gordy Jr. She's being backed up by the Paulette sisters on this. Let's go to March of 1962. The 3rd release on Motown for Debbie Dean. It's called Everybody's Talking About My Baby.
They say he's bad. I say he's the truest guy I ever had. Whoa, the truest guy I had. Whoa, the truest guy I had.
Debbie Dean there. Her third release on the Motown record label, March 1962. Everybody's talking about my baby. She later had a release as a Deborah Dawn on Sue Records, and one final release on VIP as Debbie Dean. Let's continue here on Vinyl Treasures. Let's go back to Detroit, Michigan, or to stay in Detroit, Michigan for this next group. They were called the Holidays. Now, they recorded for Ed Wingate's Golden World label. They had two releases on the label, and both releases had different lineups. Now, this is the second release on Golden World, and this group included Tony Hester, Jack Holland, Jimmy Holland, Jay Reed, and lead singer Maurice Tony Gray. This charted number 16 on WJMO in Cleveland, Ohio. It's from November 66. The Holidays on Golden World. It's called No Greater Love.
It can't deny it. I've gotta talk about on my knees each night I pray. Yes, I do, baby. This love won't fade away. We'll go down in history, just so the world can see how true a love can really, really be. When two hearts beat as one, together in sorrow and fun. No greater can be. There could never be a greater love, baby. I feel it inside. I feel it inside of me. I just can't hide it, so I got to talk about it. It's so deep, it's so wide, it's so deep. I just can't hide it. Oh, baby, 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 baby.
There you go, Johnny G. Getting caught here. Hold on one second, folks. I got to check one thing here. One thing. Funny face. Let's see. There you go. I'm looking here. I'm just checking one thing here if I got it right. Yeah, there you go. That's it. Okay, as we continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, Johnny G here spinning 45's. We just heard the sound of the Holidays there. That's their second release on the Golden World record label, November 1966. Maurice Tony Gray on lead. No Greater Love is the name of that tune. Let's continue now with this gal. She's from Mount Airy, North Carolina. First recording back in August 1964 for the Faber record label. After a release on Aura in 1965 as Vonnie Vale, she would have one more release on the Dot label as Yvonne Vaughn, but surprisingly, Her real name is Donna Fargo. Donna Fargo in the 1970s, she had a hit on the Dot label with a song called Funny Face. I remember that one being played on the radio. But this is one from June 1965 when she was singing as Yvonne Vaughn. This is on Dot Records. It's called When You Gonna Tell Her About Me. Yvonne Vaughn, aka Donna Fargo.
When you gonna tell her about me, baby? When you gonna tell her about me, baby? Tired of wishing and hoping, I want our love to come out in the open. Oh, when you gonna tell her? When you gonna tell her? When you gonna tell her about me? We meet secretly because you're not free. I'll tell her tomorrow, you say, but your tomorrows always become just one more yesterday. Now when you gonna tell her about me, baby? When you gonna tell her about me, baby? Tired of wishing and hoping, I want our love to come out in the open. Oh, when you gonna tell her? When you gonna tell her? When you gonna tell her about me? Although breaking up is so hard to do, her kiss doesn't thrill you no more. You wanted new love, I brought you true love, and I'll stand by you. But when you gonna tell her about me, baby? When you gonna tell her about me, baby? Tired of wishing and hoping, I want our love to come out in the open. Oh, when you gonna tell her? When you gonna tell her? When you gonna tell her?
June 65 for Yvonne Vaughn, and Mark tells me that's her real name. Donna Fargo is the alias, and that's Yvonne Vaughn on the Dot record label. When You Gonna Tell Her About Me is the name of the tune. That goes for some bucks, I think, that record. And of course, Funny Face was a big hit for her on Dot Records, as well as a song called The Happiest Girl in the USA. I gotta say, I have those records in my collection. Maybe we'll do an all-country show at 1 in the afternoon as Johnny G losing his voice here on a Wednesday evening. Let's continue here on Vinyl Treasures for this group from Miami, Florida. They first recorded back in 1965 as the Soul Pleasers with a release on the Living Legend label. They would then change their name in 1968 to The Third Guitar. And they had 4 releases on Jack Taylor's Rojack record labels out of New York City. This is their second of 4 on the Rojack label. Features lead singer Eddie Holloway from May 68. The Third Guitar on Rojack Records. It's called Sad Girl.
Sad girl in a lonely world, there's gonna be
caught here again. There you go. That is the third guitar from May 68 that's on the Rojack record label. Sad Girl is the name of the tune. Eddie Holloway is the lead singer on that. Let's continue here. This next singer hails from Hamtramck. Did I say it right, Darrell? Hamtramck, Michigan. He was born William Levice Jr. Began recording as Billy Lee on the Carrie label. Then when Bob Crew heard him, wanted to sign him right away to his New Voice record label, and they changed his name to Mitch Ryder, and he became the lead of the Detroit Wheels, had several hits on the New Voice label. You know the records: Jenny Take a Ride, Devil with the Blue Dress, and others. But a total of 15 releases on the New Voice / Dino Voice labels. This was his first on the label, and it came out twice. It was first issued in July of 65, and then later re-released as a B-side to his fourth release on the label. If you know the song Breakout, this is also the B-side of that single. Tune written by Charlie Colello and Bob Crew, produced by Bob Crew, and arranged by Charlie Colello. We go to July 65. This is the first press on the New Voice label. I think it's New Voice 801, if I'm not mistaken. Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels. It's called I Need Help! ! And then below it in parentheses, it's Help, Help, Mitch Ryder.
You expect me to do the little things I would do. Oh, it's true, I'll always be a fool, letting you lead me around. Never put me up, only putting me down. I don't care what the world is calling me, but baby, you can't leave it all to me. I need help, oh yeah, I need help. I've been there, girl, you're getting all I got to give. I need help. You excite me whenever you turn on your desire. Feels like fire, but you come on so cool, baby, most of the time. Girl, you bring me down, messing up my mind, yeah. I guess you know how much you're worth to me, but why you try to go on hurting me? I need help, oh yeah, I need help. I said, girl, you're getting all I got to give, but I need help. Oh, oh yeah. Girl, you're getting all I got to give, but I need help so that I can live. I need help. Oh yeah, help me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, I'm begging you now, please. I said I'm begging you now. Oh, oh yeah.
That's Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels. That's their first release on the New Voice label, July 1965. I Need Help is the name of the tune. I Need a Cough Drop is what Johnny G needs as we continue here on the All 60s edition. This next group from New York previously sang as the Montells on the Golden Crest record label and also recorded as the Pussycats on the Ketch, Keetch label, but they would add a male to the group and become the Witches and a Warlock, with the members included Glenda and Faye Barnes, Charlotte Parsons, and Raymond Berry. And they had releases on the Sioux City label, also on Calla Records, but this is before they became the Witches and the Warlocks, this release. And before they added that to male member Ray Berry, they had a release just as the Witches. And this is on Bert Burns' Bang record label. It features Glenda Barnes on lead. Let's go to July of 1965 for the Witches without their Warlock on the Bang label. It's called She's Got You Now.
If I had played my cards right, I'd still be your girl. But a handsome guy that I met caught my eye. And turned out he was untrue. He left me sad kind of blue. And I lost you too somehow.
July 65 for the Witches before they got their Warlock. The Witches on the Bang label. She's Got You Now is the name of the tune here as we continue here in the All 60s edition. Now, you all know Johnny G is good for one hit on a show. And this is my hit for the night. Mark, you agree this is my big hit for the night? Not that I didn't play hits that were probably regionally big in certain markets, but this is a national hit by this group from Garfield, New Jersey, formed back in 1965. They signed with Atlantic Records, first recording as the Young Rascals, and in 1968 they dropped the Young. They must have felt older. Lenny, they felt old like us. Yes, they did. But it was their 11th single. I think they dropped the Young, I think with A Beautiful Morning. But here, this was their 13th release on the Atlantic label. Tune written by group member Eddie Brigatti and lead singer Felix Cavalieri. This is number 36 on the Billboard R&B charts, 24 on Billboard, 12 on Cashbox, a number one record on WTRY. If you were listening in Troy, New York, we go to November of 1968 for the Rascals on the Atlantic label. It's called A Ray of Hope. Hits here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, November 68 for the Rascals. The Rascals on the Atlantic label, Ray of Hope is the name of the tune. Boy, do we need a ray of hope. Yes, we do. Let's continue here on Vinyl Treasures for this request for listener Miami Santi in the Oldies and More chat room. This group from Akron, Ohio, signed with Cap Records in late 1962. They had 14 singles on the Cap record label. Their debut single was their biggest hit, a song called Our Day Will Come, featured the lead of Ruby Nash. They signed with ABC Records in 67. They had I think 3 singles for ABC, and they made one more stop to Herb Albert and Jerry Moss's A&M record label, and we just lost Jerry Moss on August, I think it was August 16th. He was 88 years old, and he was one of the original founders, or I should say the co-founder of the A&M record label. This tune, though, first recorded by Jimmy Clanton back in 1965. I think it was on Mala Records, if I'm not mistaken, Amy or Mala. But this version bubbled under at number 113, and then was number 25 on WKNR in the Detroit, Dearborn, Michigan area. And it's a request for listener Miami Santi from March of 1969. Let's give a listen to Ruby and the Romantics on the A&M record label and kind of pay a little tribute to the late Jerry Moss and their rendition of the tune, Hurting Each Other.
No one in the world ever had a love as sweet as my love. 'Cause nowhere in the world could there be a boy as true as
That's going out to a Miami Sante, request by Miami Sante, March 69. That's Ruby Nash and the Romantics. That one there on the A&M record label, Hurting Each Other is the name of the tune. We should not do that. That is definitely not a good thing there. But the Carpenters, they had a big hit in 71. Remember hearing that on the radio, also on the A&M record label. We continue here on Vinyl Treasures for this next singer, born in Dermont, is it Dermont, Arkansas? Yes, but raised in Gary, Indiana. Sang gospel in the 1950s with releases on the Trumpet label, in addition to singing with gospel groups like the Five Trumpets and the Highway QCs and the Fairfield Four. But he began recording secular music in the 1960s with a release on the Tough label. That was in 1965. Then a song that came out on the local Jerry label. It was called That's Enough, which would be picked up. It came out in March of 66. It would be picked up by Juan Records. That became his first release on Juan. He had 4 on the Juan label. Let's give a listen to his third. It's a song he wrote. This charted number 6 on WIGO in Atlanta, Georgia. Let's go to February 1967 for Roscoe Robinson. Roscoe Robinson on the Juan label. It's called What You're Doing to Me. Roscoe Robinson.
What you doing to me now? Alright. Hey, baby, what you doing to me now? Tell me. I take all these things, I don't know why. You must have your doggone finger in my eye. My baby. My baby. My baby. My baby. My baby, what you doing to me now? What you doing all right, to me? Baby, you tell me you're right. You run around all over town. You stay out late at night. You drive a car, you take my money. When I see you doing wrong, you call me honey. My baby. My baby. My baby. My baby. Ooh, baby, what you doing to me now? What you doing all to right. Me? I say, hey. What you doing to me now? All right. Hey, baby, what you doing to me now? Please tell me. I take all these things, I don't know why. You must have your doggone finger in my eye. My baby. My baby. My baby. My baby. My baby, what you doing to me now? What you doing all right. I see you out with other guys. You tell me they're your pals. I know you wouldn't want me to be so tight with the other gals. Listen, you make me laugh, you make me cry. You set my little soul on a fire. My baby. My baby. My baby. My baby. Tell me. What you doing to me, baby? Tell me what you doing to me, baby? Driving me mad. Tell me. I wanna know. I wanna know. I got to know what you doing to me, baby. Driving me mad. Tell me what you doing to me, baby, right now.
That's a third of four for Roscoe Robinson on the Juan label. What You're Doing to Me, that one there from February 1967. Let's do a twin spin here with Roscoe. After Wand, he had releases on Soundstage 7 and one release they put out on the Atlantic label, a song he wrote, and he also produced it for Ed Mendel Productions. We go to May of 69. Let's move up 2 years to 69 on Atlantic Records for Roscoe Robinson. It's called Leave You in the Arms of Another Man. Roscoe Robinson.
I'm sitting here wondering, with my head in my hand, why did you leave me, baby, for another man? After all, I've done for you, why would you do to be so true? Every time I think about it, I try to hold back my pride, but I just can't stop the tears, no, 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 from falling from my eyes. That's why I'm gonna leave you. Oh, Daddy got to leave you, baby, in the arms of your other man. Oh, yeah. Does he really love you, baby? Will he buy you a ring? Or is he just telling you, baby, a lot of fancy things? Will he work hard each and every day? Will he bring home all of his pay? Oh yeah. Every time I think about it, I try to hold back my pride, but I can't stop the tears falling from my eyes. I'm gonna leave. Oh, I'm gonna leave you, baby. I got to leave you. Tears in my eyes. Baby, kind of I got to leave you. Tears in my
That's the twin spin there with Roscoe Robinson. Nice soulful ballad there from May 1969 on Atlantic Records, Leave You in the Arms of Another Man. Johnny G not leaving you, not until midnight, a little bit later than that though. We know we do overtime here. Let's continue here. This girl group out of Newark, New Jersey. This came out on the Mark III label, Mark III Records, located at 449 Clinton Avenue in Newark, New Jersey. The song written by Harold Thomas. He was a member of the Masqueraders, the group out of Texas, recorded for LaBeat and Wand and Bell Records, etc. Now, these gals, they're called the Valons, V-A-L-O-N-S. It's from August 64. It's on Mark III Records. It's called You're Something Special, the Valons.
You're
you go. That's girl group out of Newark, New Jersey, the Valons, from August 64. It's on the Mark III record label, You're Something Special. Everyone tuned into the Vinyl Treasure Show, you're all something special as we try to, to forget our issues. Music is the best thing. The best thing for all ailments. That's what I say, even though Johnny G never feeling well. Going to the doctor on September 8th. We'll see what happens there. But let's continue here on Vinyl Treasures. How many football fans do we have listening out there in the audience? This next singer, he was a professional football player, and at the time of this release, he was a member of the Los Angeles Rams, which I don't think are no more. Are they Los Angeles anymore? I don't think so. They were St. Louis. Maybe they're not St. Louis. I don't know. I kind of lost track of football. I only follow the Cincinnati Bengals. That's the only team I follow. But he was a member of the Los Angeles Rams defensive line. They were called the Fearsome Foursome, and that included Merlin Olsen, Deacon Jones, Lamar Lundy, and this singer began recording back, believe it or not, in 1960. He's got some great group harmony records in 1960, and he had not only did he play well, but he also had a pretty decent voice, I'd have to say. And this is the first of two he recorded for the Rick label out of Nashville, Tennessee. Now, this was he performed this on American Bandstand. I think there was a clip out there of, you should see him. He's towering over Dick Clark, and a gentle talk, but a big guy, This is from April 64. Let's give a listen to Roosevelt Greer, Rosie Greer, on the Rick label. It's called Fool, 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 Rosie Greer.
First I bought my love a mockingbird, the sweetest voice that I have ever heard. But she said that mockingbird won't sing. If you love me, go buy a diamond ring. So I bought my love a diamond ring, the brightest ring that anyone could bring. But she said that diamond ring won't shine. If you love me, go get a car this time. Boo, 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 everybody cry. Boo, 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 although we lost my bride. Boo, 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 I loved her so I couldn't refuse her. I didn't want to lose her. So I bought my love a brand new car. Took my last dime from out the saving jar. But she said this little car won't run. If you love me, go buy another one. Boo, 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 everybody cry. Boo, 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 although we lost my bride. Boo, 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 I loved her so I couldn't refuse her. I didn't want to lose her. I tried to steal, and here I am in jail. Ain't got no money enough to pay my bail. And every night before the lights go out, the prisoners all begin to sing and shout. Boo, 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 everybody cry. Boo, 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 although we lost my bride. Boo, 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 I loved her so I couldn't refuse her. I didn't want to lose her.
April 1964 release there, Rosie Greer, Roosevelt Greer on the Rick label, RIC Records. Fool, Fool, Fool is the name of the tune. This was also recorded a few months later by Joey and the Flips. They did it on the Cameo record label. And yeah, Mark also mentioned that he was also an actor. You know what he played in? What was that monster movie where the guy had two heads? I think that was it. there was some horror flick, and it must have been in the 70s, where I think it was Rosie Greer, and he had two heads. I forget the name of it. Johnny G is losing his mind tonight. Let's continue here on Vinyl Treasures. This next gal, she was born in Brooklyn, New York, but at a young age, she relocated out to San Francisco, California, and she was discovered by Johnny Otis back in 1955. She was 18 years old. She was first recording for Federal Records back then, but she would have releases under her real name, Pilea Ballatin, on West Coast labels like Jody and Rhythm Records. Then she recorded as Sugar Pie DeSanto with releases on Music City and Veltone Records. She signed with Leonard Chess's Checker label in 1961. She had 9 releases on the Checker label. Then I think it gravitated over to Cadet Records. But this was her 3rd release on Checker. It's a song she wrote, and she's being backed up by a girl group on this. They're called the La Femmes, and it features the Joe Hudson Band. It says that on the label. October 1963. Let's give a listen to Sugar Pie DeSanto on the Checker label. It's called Crazy Lovin'. October 1963 release there for Sugar Pie DeSanto. That's her 3rd release on the Checker label. Crazy Lovin' is the name of the tune. Let's do a twin spin with Sugar Pie DeSanto. Let's give a listen to her 7th on the Checker label. This one from January of 65. We move up 2 years. This song written by Carl Smith and William McKinley, arranged by Phil Wright. Sugar Pie DeSanto from January 65 on the Checker label. It's called Here You Come Runnin'.
Running, 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 walking back with you someone new. I overheard your conversation about the one who's still loving you. One day, just wait and see. Your new love is setting you free. Then you come running, 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 right on back to me. Hey, yes, you come running, 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 right on back to me. You were right, oh, you were right. I can't forget some of your tender ways. Before it's all over, Daddy, you'll share my lost and lonely day. I mean, you taste the tears that I cry. I know that by and by, yes, you'll come a running, 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 right on back to me. Hey, yes, you'll come a running, 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 right on back to me. Oh, it's funny how time can change your mind around like a hand. It's funny how memories and miracles can bring us together again. You were right, you were right. I can't forget some of your tender ways. But before it's all over, Daddy, I know you share my lost and lonely day. I mean, you taste the tears that I cry. I know that by and by, that you'll come a running, 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 right on back to me. Hey, when you come a running, 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 right on back to me. Hey, 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 yes, you come a running, running, right on back to me. Hey, you come a running, right on back to me.
Yeah, Twin Spin there with Sugar Pie DeSanto, January 65. That's her 7th release on the Checker label. Here You Come Runnin' is the name of the tune. Johnny G running to you here on a Wednesday evening. Hope you're digging on the tunes. If you're new to the program, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also tuned in. Those of you on Oldies and More Radio, welcome to the program. If you have any requests, you can send them to me at vinyltreasures@aol.com. Let's continue here for some Blue-Eyed Soul as we head out to Los Angeles, California. They had a number of releases on the Moonglow label between 1962 and 1966, and even though at the time they were signed with Phil Spector's Phyllis label back in 64, Moonglow continued to release their singles to try to capitalize on their success. And let's give a listen to the B-side to their 5th of 13 on the Moonglow label. This one produced by Bill Medley, arranged by Jack Nietzsche, and if you listen closely, you will hear Darlene Love and the Blossoms in the background. March 1964. Let's give a listen to the Righteous Brothers on Moonglow Records. It's called I Still Love You, the Righteous Brothers.
When somebody puts you down and your heart gets kicked around, every time you love and lose,
There you go. Those are the Righteous Brothers. I was just trying to find the flip side here for the flip side is try to find another man. Is that what you asked, Daryl, if that's the case? Anyway, there you go. Those are the Righteous Brothers there. Righteous Brothers from March of 64. It's on the Moonglow record label. And wouldn't you know, the copyright police are out and about following me down the road here. Those are the Righteous Brothers with I Still Love You. And Bill Medley was an item with Darlene Love back in the day. I don't think anymore, but maybe was at one time. You can check out those what is it, the Playboy After Dark shows. There was a video there where they're singing behind the Righteous Brothers at the piano there, and it looks very interesting. It does. Johnny G here on a Wednesday evening. As we continue here, got to ask Mark Speck if he knows anything about this gal, because Charlene wasn't sure on her research. Her name is Hattie Winston, and this is on the Parkway label. Parkway Records is out of Philadelphia. The release date is May of 1965. Now, she wasn't sure, and I didn't get a chance to check it out, so maybe somebody in the YouTube chat room or Oldies and More chat room knows anything about this. If this is the case, that she has that she is a female of film, TV, Broadway, an actress born in Lexington, Mississippi, raised in Greenville, Mississippi. Then she moved to Manhattan at age 14, and in 65 she was in a number of plays and TV shows and films. And she had this lone release on the Parkway label in May of 65, a tune written by Thomas Bell and A. Ross. And she was married to Harold Wheeler, who was the musical director for Dancing with the Stars. So I don't know if that is the case. Maybe it is, or maybe it is not. Somebody can clarify that for Johnny G. But let's give a listen to this tune from May of 65. Either way, Hattie Winston on Parkway Records. It's called Pass Me By.
To me, baby, there'd never be another.
Now I cry deep inside. I don't know why you cheated and you lied. Pass me by, act like you don't know me. Turn your head now that you disown me in your world. Now you got a new girl.
May 65 release there for actress Hattie Wilson. Winston. Did I say Wilson? It's Winston. Hattie Winston on the Parkway record label. Pass Me By is the name of that tune here. Let's continue here. Let's go to Miami, Florida for this next artist. He sang with the Valadiers back in 1960, and then with the Delmiras in 1963. That's a rare record, by the way, which I need. Well, the Delmiras on Selma, and weren't they on Dade? I don't know. This was before he went solo in 1965. On what is this here? Like I see. This originally came out on the Lloyd label out of Miami, Florida. It was a local label owned by Willie Clark, and then it would be picked up by Buddy Killen's Dial label for national distribution. It became his first of 3 on the Dial label. That makes sense. This tune written by Clarence Reed and Willie Clark. This charted number 6 on KAPE in San Antonio, Texas. Let's go to October of 1965 for Paul Kelly. Paul Kelly on Dial Records. It's called Chills and Fever.
Your lips meet mine, and that love that you give me makes me feel so fine. Ooh, get chills and fever when you're in my arms, and it's hard to explain, baby, the feeling of your charm. Ooh, it puts me in the groove, it puts me in the groove, it puts me in the groove, it puts me in the groove.
October 1965 release there for Paul Kelly, talking about his six symptoms of chills and fever. Make sure you take your temperature now. That's on the Dial record label. As we continue here, and what happened to our Russian listener? I know a lot of my videos get banned in Belarus and Russia. They are banned there, but not when I'm live, though, as this gal, she's from Newark, New Jersey. She is the sister of Dionne Warwick. She started a solo career back in 1963 on Jubilee Records. Her biggest hit, though, was in 1966 on the Mercury label, a song called I Want to Be With You, but she's recorded some excellent sides for the Mercury label. And this, what is this one here? This one was released, this one came out in January of 69, a tune written by Ed Townsend, arranged by Renee Hall, and this one charted number 81 on Cashbox, 57 on Billboard, and a big number 4 record on KZEX. If you were listening in Tyler, Texas, go to January 1969 for D.D. Warwick. D.D. Warwick on Mercury Records. It's called Foolish Fool.
if she thinks that she can take you from me. She's got to be a foolish, 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 fool. She's crazy, 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 crazy girl. If she thinks that she can destroy my world, she got to be a crazy, 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 crazy girl. My love for you is too strong. We've been together for all too long. I told my mother and father too. I give them both up before I lose you. She got to be foolish, 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 fool. If she thinks that she can take you from me, she got to be crazy, 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 crazy girl. I told my mother, my father too. I give them all up, I give them all up before I lose you. She got to be crazy. Mama, she's foolish. She's crazy, crazy, crazy,
There you go there with Dee Dee Warwick. Dee Dee Warwick from January 69. That's on the Mercury record label. Foolish Fool is the name of the tune. Johnny G ain't no fool. My mama didn't raise no fools. You know that song? Yes, you do. As we continue here, let's go back to Detroit. Now, Mark says this is a hit. This was not a hit on Billboard. It only made it up to number 57 on Billboard. But it was an R&B hit, a number 12 R&B hit, and it did make it to number 1 if you were listening to WTAC in Flint, Michigan, a big number 1 record there. And it's the 7th of 9 on Berry Gordy Jr.'s Gordy label for The Contours. The Contours. And their biggest hit, of course, was in 1962, a song called Do You Love Me? But prior to that, they had a great doowop record on the Mercury label. Oh, what was the name of it? I lost my mind. Funny. Gee whiz. It was called Funny. But this is from June 65. Their 7th of 9 on the Gordy label, written by Smokey Robinson and Bobby Rogers. Is produced by Smokey Robinson. These are the Contours on the Gordy label. Their tune is called First I Look at the Purse.
What does every man look at first?
Some fellas look at the eyes, some fellas look at the nose, some fellas look at the side, some fellas look at the nose. I don't care if the eyes are red, I don't care if the nose is long. some money. She can be covered with the rest, long as she got some cash. I want a big fine car and a one-button suit.
Those are the Contours from June 1965 on the Gordy record label. First I Look at the Purse. I wonder if that saying goes today. I wonder if that would go over well today. Johnny G here on a Wednesday evening. Let's go back up to Chicago for this gal. Her name is Geraldine Jones. Now, her debut single came out in 1964 on the Staset label. Now, let's give a listen to her very next release. Came out on a label called Sonar Records, and this is from December of 66. Miss Geraldine Jones on Sonar Records. It's called I'm Cracking Up.
I stare at your picture on the wall, and I know you won't be back at all. As these tears dim my view, I can't get over losing you. I'm cracking up. Don't you know I'm cracking up over losing you? I had to walk. I took a walk in the rain. As I reminisce, oh how I ache with pain. Now my tears are falling like rain, and I know I'll never be the same. I'm cracking up. Don't you know I'm cracking up over losing you? The morning you left, oh how I cried. My whole life was a wash down the drain. How could you have lied? I was never wise that you were another woman's man. I read your letters over again, the ones you wrote when we were more than friends. I know every word they said. I wanna pretend they're being freshly read. I'm cracking up. Don't you know I'm cracking up? Early in the morning, late in the midnight hour. Yeah, I'm cracking up.
Her name is Geraldine Jones. Geraldine Jones there. December 66. That's on the Sonar record label. I'm Cracking Up is the name of the tune. Johnny G cracks up so many times here on the program. Sometimes I get to, where I can't stop laughing or whatever. But anyway, that's what happens to me. Let's go back out to Philadelphia, PA for this group. They had 6 releases on the Arctic label. Do you know what their signature song was? It was a song called Storm Warning. That was their second release on the Arctic record label. But here's the follow-up to that tune, and a tune written by that great team of Kenny Gamble and Leon Huff. It features Gene Jones on lead. This charted number 25 on WCHB in Detroit, Michigan. Let's go to September of 1965 for the Volcanoes. What a cool name. The Volcanoes, they're about to erupt. This is on the Arctic label. It's called Help Wanted. The Volcanoes.
Just pick up your telephone when you're sitting home all alone and dial 212, and the operator got to put you through to. I said, baby, now come running, come on and get me, child. I said, baby, come running, oh yeah. Baby, when you need someone to dry the tears in your eyes. Baby, when you need someone to dry your weeping eyes. Just pick up your telephone when you're sitting home all alone. Take your finger down 212, and the operator got to put you through to. I said, baby, now come running, come on and get it, child. I said, yeah, now come running. Oh, when you're sitting home all alone, sitting by your telephone, take your finger down 212, and the operator got to put you through to. I said, baby, now come running, come on and get me, child. I said, yeah, now come running, oh yeah. I said, yeah, if you need me now, baby, come on and get me, child. I said, yeah, now come running, oh.
They're out of Philadelphia. They're the Volcanoes, September 1965. That's on the Arctic label. Help Wanted is the name of the tune. You see any of those signs in the windows anymore? I don't know. Or vacancy, maybe? I don't know. Let's continue here. Up next is gal-born Irma Lee in Ponchatoula. Did I say that right? Daryl? Ponchatoula, Louisiana. She was discovered by Tommy Ridgely while working as a waitress, but she would be later coined the Soul Queen of New Orleans. First recording for the Ron label, November of 1959, then with releases on the Minute label. In 1964, she would sign with Imperial Records for 9 releases between 64 and 66. Let's give a listen to her 4th release on Imperial, a tune written by Van McCoy. I know Tony Crosby likes Van McCoy. Was also produced by Van McCoy and Nick DeCaro. This was number 85 on Cashbox, 63 on Billboard, 24 on the Billboard R&B chart, and a number 18 record if you were listening in KENO. That be in Las Vegas, Nevada. We go to November 1964 for Miss Irma Thomas. Irma Thomas on Imperial. It's called He's My Guy.
About him, he's my guy. I don't know what I'd do without him, as long as he needs me, right by his side I'll be, 'cause he
That's Miss Irma Thomas. Irma Thomas there for November 64. It's on the Imperial record label. He's My Guy is the name of the tune. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show for this record on the Lori label. This group is out of Asbury Park, New Jersey. They have a few releases. A very expensive one they have on the Selsum label back in 1966. But here is another from the year 1966 on the Lori label. This tune co-written by Ray DeRouge. Ray DeRouge, he was the lead singer of a group, Ray and the Darshés, that recorded for the Aljon label. Little Girl So Fine was the name of the tune. But he co-wrote this with the lead singer of the group. His name is Mickey Holiday. This charted number 12 on WLAV if you were listening in Grand Rapids, Michigan. We go to October of 1966. Let's give a listen to the Jaywalkers. The Jaywalkers, you better not jaywalk. You'll get a ticket now. The Jaywalkers on Lori. It's called Love at First Sight.
Hey, little girl, how can I go on without you? Don't you know? Little girl, I love everything about you, baby.
They're out of Asbury Park, New Jersey. They're called the Jaywalkers. That's with Mickey Holiday on lead. October 66 release on the Lori label. Love at First Sight is the name of the tune. Did you ever do that with a record? Love at First Sight. Maybe Hear It at First Sight. Listen at first, Love at First Listen. Yeah, that's what we'll call it. Let's continue here on Vinyl Treasures. And here's a request for listener Adrian Viterbo in our YouTube chat room. We head back out to Los Angeles, California for this singer. First recording for the King label back in 1954, but he would have other releases on United Artists in 1958 and in 1962, a release on the Groove label, and 4 releases on the parent RCA record label. Adrian requested his second release and actually the original version of this song, because this tune was covered by Patty Austin in 1966 for Coral Records, but this is the original, came out in January of 63. It was produced by Lester Sill and arranged by Jack Nietzsche. We go to January 63. This is for Adrian Val Martinez on RCA. It's called Someone's Gonna Cry for Adrian.
Someone's gonna cry if you say goodbye. Someone's tears will fall in vain. They're gonna fall, 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 fall like rain. And whose tears will they be? Someone's gonna cry, yeah, and it's gonna be me. Someone's gonna miss, well, Lord, I miss your kind of kiss. Someone's lips will yearn for you. They're gonna burn and burn and burn for you. And whose lips will they be? Someone's gonna cry, yeah, it's gonna be me.
As going out to Adrian Viterbo in our YouTube chat room. That's Val Martinez. Val Martinez from January 63 on the RCA record label. Someone's Gonna Cry is the name of his tune. That is his second of 4 on the label. I just saw that I Am by Charlene telling me, Tony Crosby, I played the Mitch Ryder record. The song that you requested is the second release on the Mitch Ryder 45. This one has I Hope as the flip side. The U.S. Press new sound 801. That is the first press with I Hope on the flip side. Or I would flip it over for you for sure. As we continue here on Vinyl Treasures, this gal, she is from Harlem, New York. Her birth name was Doris Higginson, but she began recording as Doris Payne, had releases on the Everest and the Shirley labels back in 1960, but she signed with Atlantic Records in 1963, and she changed her name to Doris Troy. She had 4 releases on the Atlantic label. Her biggest hit was her first release on Atlantic called Just One Look. Let's give a listen to the follow-up of that tune. This charted number 118 on the Billboard charts, number 36, though, on KDEO in San Diego, California. It's from October 1963, Miss Doris Troy. Doris Troy on the Atlantic label. It's called Tomorrow is Another Day. Doris Troy. October 63 release. That's a follow-up to Just One Look. It's called Tomorrow is Another Day. That went on the Atlantic label for Doris Troy. She has other releases on the Calla label, also on Capitol, on Apple, and Midland International. That'd have to be in the 70s there for those releases. We are almost in Vinyltreasure overtime. Got to get to one more request for Adrian, but I paid $6 for this 45. I understand this might go for some dollars now. Maybe Daryl, you can check it out. I'm not sure, but it's a kind of like a big popcorn sound, I guess we can call it. What caught my eye though on this 45 when I saw it in the box was the writer credit, and one of the writers is Howard Guyton, and I know some of you out there know who Howard Guyton is. He was the lead singer of the 1950s group The Pearls, but this singer goes by the name of Rick Lovejoy, and this tune arranged and conducted by Johnny Pate. It's from July of 65. Let's give it a listen here. Rick Lovejoy, ABC Paramount Records. It's called Don't Leave Me Behind. Rick Lovejoy.
Darling, don't you ever leave me behind. Darling, don't you ever, oh no, be so unkind. Don't put me on the shelf. Don't make me feel that I'm by myself. Baby, please won't you come back home? You make me feel that I'm all alone. I said no, 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 don't leave me behind. Darling, don't you ever tear us apart, because it would only break my lonely heart. Don't put me in a bin. You make me feel that I'm all fenced in. And baby, please don't you leave me alone. You make me feel that I'm not at home. I said no, 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 don't leave me behind. Don't put me in a bin. You make me feel that I'm all fenced in. Baby, please don't you leave me alone. You make me feel that I'm not at home. I said no, 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 don't leave me behind. Darling, don't you ever, oh no, don't break up my heart. Yeah, baby, won't you please? Yeah.
July 65 release there for Rick Lovejoy. Rick Lovejoy, that's a made-up name, I have to say. Don't Leave Me Behind is the name of the tune. Came out on the ABC Paramount record label. We are now in Vinyltreasure overtime, and this next artist was the lead singer of the Crickets. The Crickets that recorded for Beacon and JD and MGM and the Bachelors. He was the lead singer of the Bachelors on Earl, the Monterey's on Onyx, later a member of the Morrisania Review, but he had a very successful solo career, and was a couple weeks ago maybe that I featured his second release on the Les K record label called Yesterday's Kisses, but this was his first on Les K Records. a tune written by Mac David and Burt Bacharach. This one arranged by Joe Renee. Let's go to January of 1962 for Mr. Dean Barlow. Dean Barlow on Les K Records. It's called Third Window from the Right. Dean Barlow.
Up by the third window from the right. 2 flights up by the third window from the right. The third window from the right. 2 flights up. That's the one with the shade pulled down. That's the one where I do my crying every night, where my heartaches keep multiplying every night. There's one shadow on the shade, and that's me. That's where 2 shadows used to be. That's where me and my heart keeps yearning every night. That's where I pray for your returning every night. 2 flights up by the third window from the right. 2 flights up by the third window from the right. Now there's one shadow on the shade, and that's me. That's where 2 shadows used to be. That's where me and my heart keeps yearning every night. That's where I pray for your returning every night. 2 flights up by the third window from the right. I'll be there. 2 flights up by the third window from the right. Come on home. 2 flights up by the third.
That's the first of 2 for Dean Barlow. They like that one there. In the YouTube chat room, January 62, Dean Barlow on Les K. Third Window from the Right is the name of the tune. As we continue here in Vinyl Treasure Overtime, and let's go to Nate McCalla's Calla record label for this next 45, a tune written by James Stewart Jr. and Chris Towns, and produced and arranged by Chris Towns. I have no idea, or Charlene couldn't find any information on this gal. Her name is Kerry Adams. Where'd I hear that name, Dave? Kerry Adams from May 1965. It's on the Calla record label. It's called I Just Found Love. Kerry Adams.
All my friends are looking at me so very strange. They seem to think that something is wrong. Say I have changed, but it's alright, 'cause I'm alright. Hey, I just found love. Oh yes, I just found love. When I
May 1965 release there for Kerry Adams. Kerry Adams, her only release came out on the Cala record. Later, oh no, it's not her only release. She had a later release on Delmar's Soundcraft, but this was her first release on the Cala label. Song called I Just Found Love is the name of the tune, and Mark Speck asked Johnny G to flip the 45 over. That was the intended A-side we just heard. This is the intended B-side from May 65. Kerry Adams on Cala. It's called Fast Talkin' Lover for Mark.
Don't say we didn't warn you. Don't say we didn't warn you. I've been told, and I thought I knew just what to do. Hey, just what to do. Whenever I meet a fast-talking lover like you, you took me in your arms. I thought I knew the score, but when you kissed my lips, I wanted more and more. Fast-talking lover, I've fallen in love with you. Yeah, 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 yeah. Now, fast-talking lover, I've fallen in love with you. The way you talk, the shivers up and down my spine. Up and down my spine. But you didn't know that I wanted you to be mine. No matter what you do to me, you're just too much. Come on and hold me tight. I tremble to your touch. Fast-talking lover, I've fallen in love with you. Yeah, 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 yeah. Now, fast-talking lover, I've fallen in love with you. Oh yes, they call me crazy because I let you kiss me. Call me crazy, but now you can't resist me. They thought that they were being smart when they said that you'd break my heart. But I tell the world they better try and get like him. Try to get like him, and then they will know how happy our two hearts have been. Because when days go dark, it's not a button break. I've got a love like yours to blow the clouds away. Fast-talking lover, I've fallen in love with you. Yeah, 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 yeah. Now, fast-talking lover, I've fallen in love with you. Listen to me now, baby. Fast-talking lover, I've fallen in love with you.
That is an instant request there for Mark Speck in our YouTube chat room. Fast Talkin' Lover is the name of the tune. That one there on the Cala record label. Kerry Adams is her name from May 65. That's the B-side. The A-side called I Just Found Love. We continue here in Vinyl Treasure Overtime, and let's go to the year 1967. I found this 45 way back in my, you call it crate digging days. Yeah, that was back in the late 1970s. Found this one at the 303 Drive-In Flea Market. Had a whole bunch of great soul records. They were kind of trashed. I had to clean them up a little bit. But what do you want for 10 cents? You'd never see this record around, at least on the original label, because this was second pressed on the Tangerine label. But this is the first press on the Century label. The A-side is a song called Letter from a Soldier. But let's give a listen to the B-side. Arranged by Robert Banks and Larry Lucy, a tune written by Clarence Hunter, and this artist goes by the name of Bobby Joy. Bobby Joy, featuring the first press on the Century label. It's called You Sweet Devil You. Bobby Joy from 1967.
Now this girl's got me all alone. I'm doing things I never did before. But I know, girl, you'll never be true. I can't
be true.
You sweet devil, you.
You sweet devil, you.
You sweet devil, you.
Why you wanna make me sad and blue? You look at me and say the sweetest things, and to me you're all that heaven brings. The way you walk sets my soul fire, and everybody knows that you're my heart's desire. You sweet devil, you.
Sweet devil, you.
Oh, I want you to be true.
You sweet devil, you.
Sweet devil, you.
You sweet devil, you.
Why you wanna make me sad and blue?
Bobby Joy from 1967 on the original record label Century Records. That's a true first press. You Sweet Devil You is the name of the tune. Let's continue here for this gal. Female jazz singer born in Savannah, Georgia, moving to New York City. First recorded back in 1956 for Savoy Records. Then she had releases on Laurel and Roulette and Verve and MGM, and 2 on High Weiss's Barry label, Barry Records out of New York City. This is her second release, a tune written by Billy Davis, Carl Smith, Gene Barge, Reynard Minor, produced by High Weiss, and this is actually a cover tune. This was first recorded back in 1965 by Little Milton on the Checker record label. Let's go to 1968, though, for Miss Irene Reed. Irene Reed on Barry Records. It's called We're Gonna Make It.
Gonna make it, I know we will. We may have to eat beans every day, but we're gonna make it. Oh yes, we will. And if a job is hard to find, we have to stand in the welfare line. I got your love and you know you got mine, and we're gonna make it. Oh yeah. But baby, we're gonna make it. I know we will. We may have to fight hardships alone, but we're gonna make it. Yes, we will. Because togetherness brings peace of mind. We can't stay down all the time. I got your love, and you know you got mine, and we're gonna make it. Oh,
There you go. That is Irene. Johnny G coughing here. That's Irene Reed there, 1968's on the Barry label. Looks like the Old Town label, don't it? There you go. That's We're Gonna Make It is the name of the tune. And what did she got here? That she had later releases on Old Town. Yes, Polydor and Astroscope. Yeah, you got a lot of records on that Astroscope label. Let's continue here for this 45 on the Blue Rock label. This is a duet. They're named Tony and Lynn, and this is it was this tune purchased by Van McCoy, who produced and arranged it, and it was written by Tony Boyd. That's got to be Tony. He was from Washington, D.C., and he is half of this duet. And the gal, her name is Lynn, and it's their only release on the Blue Rock record label. And he was also, Tony Boyd was the lead singer of The Presidents. Well, that's cool, Charlene. I didn't know that. The Presidents that recorded for the Sunset record label. What did I play? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years of love. That is him, Tony Boyd Onley. Well, here he is singing with Tony Lynn from as Tony and Lynn on Blue Rock Records, November 68. It's called I'm Hip to You, Baby.
I can tell your smile is untrue,
In your disguise, baby, I can surely see through.
it's a natural fact, I'm wise to your act.
And I don't want no part to a broken heart. I'm hip to you, baby. I'm hip to you, baby.
I can tell you're not serious,
And the things you say, baby, they make me furious.
I can surely see you're fooling me,
And I won't be taken in by a friendly grin. I'm hip to you, baby. I'm hip to you, baby. You tell me that you're true to me. This, baby, I disagree. How can you ever be true to me? I'm hip to you, baby. 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 I'm hip to you, baby.
That's Tony and Lynn. Tony and Lynn, their only release. Only released from November of 1968. It's on the Blue Rock record label. I'm Hip to You, Baby. It features Tony Boyd there. I only know half of that duet, but we're going to flip it over here. Hold on a second. There you go. It's an instant request for listener Mark Speck in our YouTube chat room. Tony Lynn. Tony and Lynn. Why am I saying Tony Lynn? I need my head examined. Tony and Lynn. It's getting late, folks. That's why I got to get to Adrian's request. This is, let's flip it over for Mark Speck. The song is called We're So Much in Love. Tony and Lynn for Mark.
I've never been this much in love before. And every day I live to love you more.
baby, since I've had you by my side. I find
As an instant request from Mark Speck there for, got to get it right, Tony and Lynn. Tony and Lynn, the flip side of I'm Hip to You Baby from November 1968, song entitled We're So Much in Love. Yes, we are. There you go. That's on the Blue Rock record label. Up next, a request for listener Adrian Viterbo, listening in Mexico. This singer was a member of the Falcons that recorded for the Lupine record label, but he had a very successful solo career, and this was his debut solo release that came out on Wilbert Golden's Correct Tone label out of Detroit, Michigan. He's originally from Prattville, Alabama. I'm talking about Wilson Pickett. This tune written by Wilbert Harbert, and produced by Robert Bateman and arranged by Sonny Sanders. The background singers on this are the Primettes, and this was re-released on the Cub label in June of 1962 and also on Verve in 1965, but I'm playing it on the original label, Correct Tone Records. Let's go to April 1962. This is going out to Adrian in our YouTube chat room. Wilson Pickett on Correct Tone. It's called Let Me Be Your Boy. This is for Adrian. That's going out to Adrian Viterbo, listening in Mexico there. That's the sound of Wilson Pickett. That's his debut single there on the Correct Tone record label. That one there from April of 1962. Let Me Be Your Boy is the name of the tune. Let Johnny G be your Wednesday night DJ. That's going to do it for Johnny G and the Vinyltreasure Show. I want to thank you for joining Johnny G, listening to these cool 45s out of my collection. If you want to get in touch with me, I've received some emails during enjoying the program. I will tell you that. You can send them to me at vinyltreasures@aol.com. If I have the 45 and I could find it down in the no humidity basement, I will definitely play it for you if it fits the format of the show. That is, again, I had a request. That person will go nameless, but I had a request for the Wisdoms on the Gaiety record label. That is a record for Saturday night. That is a group harmony record. I do play transitional records because there's some of those records that could be played at the end of the 50s show that would most likely fit this Wednesday night show. So that happens too. And I'm in a quagmire when I have to file those records. Where do I do it? In my 50s? Wherever is the best memory for me, and it's not good. But anyway, thank you all for tuning into the program this evening. Hope you enjoyed the cool tunes out of my collection here. This is really the only time I get to listen to my records. I don't get any other time to do it. Today was a crazy day also. I had to go pick up Barbara. She had arthroscopic surgery on her meniscus. We had people here working at the house. I had to move all this stuff around. I had to work on the show. It was like really crazy today. It was. But anyway, I'm going to be relaxing tomorrow. No, I cannot relax. I'm going to be back tomorrow. So it'll be a busy rest of the week. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in. We're going to close the show tonight with, out in Los Angeles, California, it's on a label called Big City Records. This artist, his name is Johnny Durain, Durain. He first recorded for Dore Records back in 1962, but he has two on this label. It's from 1964, Johnny Durain on Big City. It's called Someday I'll Get Over You. That is the closer for tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, Charlene, for all your help. If you have a request, send it to me at vinyltreasures@aol.com. And if this show does not get on YouTube, like you don't see it, that means it's not posting. Well, if I don't see it, it's not posting. You'll definitely see that it's blocked. And the best way to do that is to go to your email and click it, because it'll take you directly there. Even if it's not there on the screen, you'll still have a beeline to the show. That's why you should subscribe to the show, and then you hit the bell to get an email notification. But I'll be back on Saturday night at 9 p.m., 9 to midnight, with a little bit of overtime, and then I'll be back Monday again. I think I'm going to be doing a countdown of a. I got to look for a countdown of a radio station that I can pull the records out in time. But anyway, that's it, folks. I am out of here, and that's going to do it. I'll see you next time right here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Just want to say, everybody, so long.
If there's nothing else that I can do or say to make you stay, there's just one more thing you must know, girl, before you go away. I'm gonna miss you, baby. That's no lie. But I'm gonna try my best, darling, to hold my head up high. Someday I'll get over. Someday I'll get over you. Someday by and by. Whoa, someday by and by. It may take a long time. I don't know, because I really love you, girl, I love you so. Someday I'll get over. Someday I'll get over you, and I won't hurt no more. No, 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 I won't hurt no more. Someday I'll get over. Someday I'll get over. Someday I'll get over you, baby. Someday I'll get over. And baby, that I want to cry. And baby, that I want to die. I'll have someone who's gonna treat me right. I'll have someone to love me every night. I'll have someone who won't pretend.